welcome to Midtown Malfunction.
Hello. That's us.
That's us.
This was Carson's last minute idea for the show to have a previous episode playing in the background.
Yeah, because I don't know what we legally can show or cannot show. If like one day, I'm not saying this is anytime soon. Let's say realistically, in 5 years, this podcast could start making money. I don't want YouTube to be like, yeah, but you have to delete the first 500 episodes because you played this song and you showed this picture of this movie and like.
I watch a whole lot of YouTube, and like I'm actually like more up on copyright laws and the way they apply to like YouTube videos than most people are. Okay. Even with that amount of knowledge that I'm pretty confident that I have, I don't fucking know the start of like how to navigate that shit, dude. Well, like it's like I don't like because some people seem to get away with it somehow, and then other people will be like, I had to take down this video like 3 times, dude, because like I don't like this one clip of something.
I get mind blown by whatever the rules or restrictions are, because even on the biggest podcasts, like Joe Rogan's podcast, for instance, there's episodes where like they'll be playing a song at the beginning, but you can't hear it. It's in their headphones, and you just hear them like humming and singing along to it because they can't play it or the episode will get taken down. Yeah. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, even a platform as big as that. Because it's like, I'm sure they could afford whatever, like royalties or copyright or whatever the fuck, but it's like, you know, why do that?
Well, yeah, I guess because it's not like you're making a movie. Yeah. It's a 4-hour conversation that may or may not be great.
Yeah, if you were making a movie, or if you were a wrestler, I don't know. There's so many wrestling entrances or whatever. That's like, it should just be this song, but it's like they can't do it. It's like, why not, dude? Just do. But I'm not a businessman. I don't know how to do all that.
So then you have to pay Cisco, like the artist, not the like the food company.
It's like Cisco's contract has a rider in it that says he has to be able to perform with like rainwater and shit, and we just don't want to do that.
He's the thong song, right? Yes. So I told you this. You know, he doesn't get any royalties from that song.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me this.
They all go to Ricky Martin and his producer because he put in the line, what is it? I'm living the vida loca. Yeah. Just because he put that in there, fucking Ricky Martin and his people basically own the thong song. Yep. So that goes back to what we're talking about. Even Cisco's getting fucked by YouTube laws before YouTube.
Before it was even conceived of. They were on the set of the thong song video. Like putting the mustard on the hot dog, and like, what if YouTube? Dude. They just conceptualize the whole thing right there.
Olivia Cersei needs to be introduced on stage to that song, because she has the whole bit about her making her own thong as a kid, which is a great bit. I'm not going to do the bit. Obviously, I can't do it justice. She can do it.
Oh, look up her special that's on YouTube right now. Actually, you'll see that joke in it.
Olivia Cersei. Yeah. She's hilarious. The last clip she just posted on her Instagram.
What's it called? A Florida woman?
Mild Florida woman, I believe. Yeah, no, she just posted a clip of her doing her joke about making a thong as a child, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, man. It's one of those, like, sort of, like, you might not be able to relate to that specifically, but it's like, yeah, I've done some weird shit in my childhood. Like, I did some shit where, like, if someone walked in, I would be seeing a therapist to this day. Yeah. Like, you know.
I have some stories like that, dude. Like, when my dad caught me jerking off, he didn't catch me, like, doing it. But we knew what was happening. I was aware. Dude, what happened was, I'm in the 9th grade. And this is how much of an old man I was even back then. I was watching Animal House, which came out in 1978. This is 2009. So even as a 14-year-old, I was watching old movies. And I'm watching Animal House, and it's the scene, which also, this is just bad on a child's mind. It's the scene where John Belushi is being a peeping Tom, and he's spying on the chick. He's climbing a ladder, and he's spying on her through a window, and she takes off her bra, and she's touching herself. And the scene is like 15
It's
seconds.
very beginner level nudity.
Yes.
By the way.
Oh,
Like,
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't have a laptop, and my phone didn't have internet at the time.
No one did the because what if YouTube yet.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't happen.
I had a phone that flipped up sideways and had a full laptop keypad. Like, I had one of those at this point. And, oh, dude, I got so good at texting in class while looking at the board.
My BlackBerry.
Yeah, dude, it's the best. But, anyway, so I'm watching that scene, and I put it in super slow-mo on my Xbox so it would last longer of her being naked or whatever. And I didn't realize that on the Xbox specifically, when you're in super slow mode, you can't skip forward. You have to get back to normal speed to be able to skip forward.
Oh, it's like a
yes.
What's the word I'm thinking? It's not like a you push fast forward and it fast forward, you push stop and it's like you have to stop it, like the momentum.
Yes, exactly. And so I didn't know that, and next thing you know, I'm jerking off, and I hear my door starting to open, so I throw my blankets over me, and I have the controller under the bed, and I'm clicking skip, and nothing's happening. And dude, it's so funny. My dad walks in with a plate of cinnamon rolls covered in icing, which is like in a movie, the foreshadowing, whatever the word is for this is beautiful.
Oh god,
like,
the icing. Okay, I see what you're
yeah,
doing.
see what I mean? Like I'm jerking off.
That's how artsy of you.
Yes, dude.
It's very French film.
And then next thing you know, he like walks in. He goes, "Hey man, I made you some cinnamon." And he turns and looks at the TV, and in slow mo, it's her touching her tits, and you just hear the sound of me click, like please. And he just like looks back at me and goes, yeah, I'm just gonna leave these here, and he just puts them on top of the TV and walks away. We didn't talk for a week, dude. Like I couldn't look him in the eye. But every time he had to come to my room after that, he would from the other end of the house start loudly stomping, and as he's stomping, he would start yelling. He'd be like, "I am getting closer to your room." In case you're doing something that's completely normal, but not something I want to see. And I would just be sitting there playing guitar, and he'd open the door, and I would just be like, what?
It's like before he like walks up on you and he, hey, what's up?
Notice we ran out of conditioner pretty fast. Not saying it was you. I'm just saying, do you know...
There's other ways. I'm just saying, dude. Yeah, dude. I fucking I broke my phone the other day, and have you ever done something like this where you end up like phoneless for a while?
Oh, dude, it's you know, it's funny. At first, it's like being a heroin addict.
Yes.
And going to rehab. You're like, how can I live?
Yeah.
And then you get to day 3, and you're like, how have I lived for the past 12 years with this phone? I forgot what it was like to look a human in the eyes.
Bro, dude, like it's all right. So I was going to an open mic, and no, we were already at the mic, and like we went off to you know, do some illegal drugs and all that. And we were coming back to the mic, and like I was getting out of the car, and the phone slid out of my pocket and fell directly into a puddle.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, I had like new jokes I was gonna do that night, and I was like, shit, my jokes are on that phone. Like the phone we're recording this on right now, like it was like you couldn't see shit on it. Like you could see that it was like active. Like I was getting text messages and shit. Couldn't see it. Couldn't do anything. It was so fucked. But I was like, well, the mic, my set, my jokes are on this phone. But then it was like that moment in Star Wars where it's like Luke has to put on the blindfold to like use the Force or whatever. It was like,
with the little ball, like yeah.
It's like, no, you got to get used to like using your like senses and like trusting your instincts and shit. And it was just like that. I was like, okay, you are phoneless. What's happening in reality? Let's comment. And it was like one of my best sets recently. I was like, dude, it's them phones.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It's them phones, dude.
I really like, I hear a lot of people say this, but Reels Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, YouTube Reels, whatever it is the the death of creativity.
Yeah.
Because you play one and 4 hours goes by and it's all you've done.
And
like,
it's the fact that like you're not controlling so much with TikTok specifically. Like you're not really controlling what you're watching that much. Like you're not picking, I want to watch this video or I want to look at this creator. Like you can do that, but mainly you're just scrolling and it's telling you what you like. And I feel like that's weird. I don't like that. I don't know. Like I'm a victim of it because like I watch YouTube all the time and I literally will just scroll down the like recommended thing until I find something I want to watch. And I'm like, dude, you should like actively pick something to watch. Like I want to watch a video about this.
Well, it's like, when it comes to YouTube and the recommended thing, like I'm okay with that because at least it's like sometimes I find something new or cool that like, the algorithm did work out in my favor. But like with the Reels thing, it sucks because I'm basically just watching these little 30-second commercials of just a lot of the times mindless stuff. Every fourth video is twerking. Yeah. And then like...
Or dance challenge you don't care about.
And like I learned more as a kid from staying up late and flipping through the channels and all of a sudden landing on some documentary about polar bears at 2 a.m. And it's like, I guess I'm watching this for the next hour and learning about polar bears.
And then you're sucked in.
Yeah, dude.
Like, oh, what's going to happen to Tubby?
Exactly.
Oh my God, his mom just died.
Like, get that guy a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I was just gonna say she was the Coca-Cola bear.
Also, dude, polar bears, most intimidating bear of all time because that white coat, technically not white, whatever it is, that we perceive as white, when it gets covered in blood, that is the scariest look of all time, dude.
Yeah, man. It's something about blood against snow.
Yes,
it's like white. It's just like it's so poetic. Because a lot of people were saying like back when it snowed out here. For those that don't realize, like I'm sure a lot of y'all know, we live in Alabama,
Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, it snowed here.
like I mean, 3 days.
Real snow, like snow you would get in Chicago or some shit. So. When that happened, a lot of people. I've never been. Yeah. It's probably way worse.
We would die.
Yeah, but no, people were like joking about how like this would be a great way to like die. Like if you were like out in the snow and like left like a trail of blood and like die here, like that's the perfect man way to die.
It's very like Fargo.
Like it's like you like saved somebody. And like they got away, but like you were mortally wounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the end of the movie.
I always think about like when he sees the guy in No Country for Old Men leaned up against the tree way up in the distance. And dude's just dead with the briefcase.
Oh, with the yeah.
And he's like, man, that guy made it from where that fucking shit happened and crawled his ass to that tree.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, goddamn.
And died.
Yeah, because like, because at that point, like the way that I put myself, I love that you never see that. The best movies are when you don't see something, but it has its own backstory in your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the opening of you ever seen There Will Be Blood?
Mm-hmm.
The opening of that movie when he breaks his leg. And then he gets out of the hole and it shows him crawling. And then the camera just pans out and shows the hills he has to crawl over. And then it just cuts to the next scene. Yeah. That's all they had to show you to be like, this dude went through hell. Like,
yeah.
And in No Country for Old Men, I always think about that one character who crawled all the way to the tree. And it's like, yeah, because at that point, when you're like losing so much blood and you're so exhausted and you're getting that feeling like I might die, you see that tree and that's just heaven to you.
Yeah, that's
like,
salvation.
You're like, at least the vultures won't get me if I'm under that tree.
There's shade.
Yeah.
They ain't got no agua.
Right?
Come on, man.
When he says that in the code, he's like, aqua. I ain't got no agua. Damn, dude. Like, you can't get that man some water. I guess if you don't have it, but shit.
Look, yeah, for real. It's like, dude.
It's just the soulless, just reaching in his pockets, looking around him. Yeah, I ain't got no water.
Yeah, it's like looting his corpse. He's like, I'm alive. Shut up. I ain't got no alcohol. Whatever.
No Country for Old Men. Great movie. I need to watch more of my DVDs, but I don't have a TV in my room anymore. There's that one on the ground I guess I could put back in my room.
True.
But I I do like. I was thinking about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest today, which I think about that movie probably 5 times a week. But every time I think about it, I'm like, ooh, I want to watch that right now. And then I'm like, but I gotta hook up all this stuff. And like, everyone's like, get streaming service. Like, I don't want it.
This podcast was very close to being called. What was it? Tonto? What did he call it? He called the Indian dude something in that movie that wasn't his name.
Oh,
the huge dude.
Yeah,
I forgot what it was.
Well, he calls him Chief.
Yeah. Something from that movie.
Yeah. Chief.
That was a close runner-up. We chose The Matrix.
Yeah, I just photoshopped our faces over Jack Nicholson and Chief.
It's like, you're Chief, I'm the sink. Man, did you almost get in a fight?
I don't even want to talk about that.
Okay,
no, I didn't. It's just we're too local. This podcast isn't big enough.
Yeah, man.
Just weird shit went down for no reason. That I just was like, I'm not the person who usually stand up and say something, but I was like, I'm kind of in charge of this thing, and I think I need to say something. So
yeah,
it was one of those moments where
it was a split-second decision.
Yeah, it was just the look around and being like, oh, this is my job.
Yeah. Someone should do something about this. Fuck. You look around, you're wearing a police uniform.
Yeah, exactly.
It's me.
Dude, there's an episode of Louie that's awesome where Matthew Broderick wants to cast him as a cop, and so this is the crazy thing. Louis has like an old an agent, his comedy agent, who's just this old crazy man.
I think I've seen this episode.
Whenever he's like Louis, they're remaking The Godfather. they're again, and he goes, yes, but this time it's all Jews. He's like, what? I want you to play a cop.
Oh my god! I forgot that's what the movie was.
Whenever Matthew Broderick, because he can't get his lines right, and Matthew Broderick's like, maybe go walk around, take a break, come back, and Louis in the cop uniform, and he goes to a bodega and it gets robbed, and this old lady screams and looks at him like, do something, and he's like. And he pulls out this prop gun that's cut in half. It's just the handle. And then the dude goes, they don't give you real guns?
I was preparing for a firefight. It's like, I'm like genuinely concerned right now. Like, hold on, pause the robbery. What the fuck?
It was a great scene. But yeah, no, shit went down at the mic and it got solved quick and everybody's fine. And also, when people get, I think like when you're new at comedy, it's like first day of high school. It's like you see a fight and you tell everyone in every class about the fight, but then by senior year, you just step over the fights to get to smoke weed.
Like, that dude's always starting shit.
Yeah, like it doesn't phase you anymore. There's no pulling out your phone and recording every fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
you're almost out the door anyway.
Yeah, and so sometimes I feel like the newer comics, when shit goes down, I can feel this kind of like, that was crazy, right? And I'm like, bro, open mic comedy is an insane asylum.
Oh, yeah.
Where the craziest people in your town who think they can be funny show up and we make a weird family. And it's like, yeah, dude, fights are going to happen. And you got to move past that shit.
Man, dude, this is all open mic, by the way. I had a person throw a plunger from the bathroom at a comedian. I had a woman that would an old woman, by the way, not older, old, like 70s maybe. Well, I don't know. She drank a lot. She might have been like 40 something. I don't know.
Yeah.
She looked like a paper bag. She would always flash her titties at me at this mic that I hosted every fucking week.
Comedy.
Yeah, dude. Any other crazier things happen at open mics?
Two stories that I've seen. One was, and also a fight didn't happen at this mic, by the way. There was no fight. No. It was like literally a 5-second little confrontation it's over with. Which is gonna happen, as we're saying. And the two that I remember is Blind Mule dude gets on stage and he does the thing where he's like, he doesn't have any material, so he's just gonna make fun of the audience. And first thing out of his mouth was like, you could tell the audience viewed it as racist, because he basically just pointed out a black dude in the audience and was just basically talking about all the sports he thinks this guy would be good at, like based on how he looks. Yeah. So it wasn't funny. It was uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, he had no punchlines, and he just kind of tries to roast people, and it wasn't working out. Well, he got off stage, and then the host gets back on. It might have been Zeke or somebody, Alfred maybe, but the host gets back on and just basically like said a joke about how that set was awful, pretty much. And the dude in the front, sitting in front of him, was laughing at it, and he got mad that guy was laughing at him. I guess he got embarrassed, and so he fucking stood up and shoved that guy out of his chair. And him and his girlfriend stood up and were like, what the fuck? And they were like, and they were both like, you can tell this dude's not confrontational. He's like grabbed his girl and like, we're fucking leaving. So they go to leave, and this dude takes his full beer can and tries to throw it at him, and it like hits the wall by them on their way out. And we had to fucking kick that guy out.
Yeah.
And he was a comic on the list. He just shoves an audience member and throws a beer at him.
How do you recover after that? I was like, well... You guys been to the airport recently?
This is the last set I've bumped into him a few times since then. It was the last set I've ever seen him do. But I see him from time to time. He's always like, oh, what's up, dude? He's always nice to me. I have that. This happens to me a lot, though. I'm like, well, that guy's always nice to me. And it's like, yeah, because you like everybody. Yeah. That doesn't mean that he's a good guy. So, no, he is a douche, but he is nice to me. But fucking...
comedy, dude.
The other one was DK Vincent.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, dude, DK's hilarious. He doesn't really... I haven't seen him in a while.
Me neither.
I saw him do a couple sets last year, and he was hilarious, and he was on a roast battle panel that I was on where Olivia Cersei, mild Florida woman, destroyed me. She fucking... Before I get to DK's story, I got destroyed in this roast battle by Olivia because she set me up, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like a mafia move. She literally was like, yeah, I'm just worried about roasting you because I'm afraid you're going to be mean to me. Because everyone's like really mean to me in these roasts and stuff. And I was like, oh, damn it. And then it got in my head. So I wrote these bullshit ass PG-13 fucking jokes. And when she went up first and just, was mean.
Fell for the hezzy.
Mean as fuck. I'll never forget DK. It was almost him re-explaining Olivia's joke made me laugh harder. And it's not like Olivia's joke was bad. It's just DK's so funny and just how he talks. But he was like, man, that was a good roast battle. But, man, Olivia, when you said that Carson on Facebook looks like a stepdad to his own kids, I was like, God damn it. I was like, that got a laugh again. I'm like, no, y'all can't beat me up with the same joke twice.
That's very biased as a judge. Jesus.
But, DK one time was hosting at the back porch. It might have even still been the Big Easy. This is early.
I didn't even know about the Big Easy.
Oh yeah, originally it was the Big Easy for like the first 2 years that I was doing comedy, and then they got a new owner, and he changed it to the back porch. But the fucking DK Vincent's on stage and he's hosting, and I'm just getting to the mic, and I walk in. And there's an all-out brawl between, like, DK and, like, 5 people in the audience that I guess he was fucking with, and they were not having it. And everyone is fighting and, like, pushing themselves towards the doorway. And I'm in the hallway like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
can I get a PBR?
Yeah, dude. It was crazy.
Shit. Yeah, man. And that's the arena you walk into when you want to become a comedian. So like, yeah, open mic comedy, check it out. Like, I promise it's safe. We don't regularly have brawls.
Yeah, it's like, dude, if I've
every
done
now and then,
if I've done 8,000 open mics, there's like 15 insane stories. It's like a 1%, less than 1% that anything really ever really happens. Most of the time, it's just people bitching behind people's backs. That's like 90% of open mic.
Yeah. Nah, man. You didn't. Did I walk people last night, or
What, at the Effie?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
That the first dude, Dan.
Oh yeah. He didn't. All right. So I'm gonna just in his defense. He didn't even say anything
It
bad
was
about
crazy.
Jesus. Like, it wasn't even anything like blasphemous or nothing. They just couldn't stand the fact that he would joke about Jesus in any way.
Yeah, it was so like we did a show last night at the Hotel Effie in San Destin, Florida.
Awesome venue.
Yes, you can explain how it looked because it was.
Oh, holy shit, dude! All right, so I knew when we like got booked on the show that it was gonna be on. You gotta stop putting your tail in my face. Like I'm so distracted by that. But like we knew that it was going to be on the rooftop of a hotel. But what I didn't know is that the hotel is on the inside of a country club. So it was literally like the beginning of Jurassic Park. Like when they first walk in and there's just majesty as far as I can see. Like that's what it looked like. Like every amenity, like there's a pool.
The entire neighborhood country club area was so wealthy. It was like intimidating to drive into.
Look, this is how affluent the area was. Everyone was driving golf carts. Like golf cart was like the main mode of travel.
The speed limit was 19.
Yeah, 19. I feel like that's some kind of like legal loophole thing.
Yeah.
To where like you can get charged more for speeding because it's not 20, it's 19. So it like shifts the levels in some way. I don't know. But the speed limit is 19, which you got to stop. We're going to make the noise again if you don't stop.
Oh yeah, you want to do it?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Every time.
It works like a charm. He hates interventions.
It's non-violent, but it gets the point across.
Yeah, you don't even have to spray water in his face with a little spray bottle. You literally just make a noise. You know, it's funny. It's like that's the technology that the powers that be are probably working on to get us to act right. That noise is just going to hit the fucking intercoms from some radar one day. We're all going to be like, oh, okay, we'll stop protesting.
You know, police have that technology now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That I don't know what it's called.
We're using against the cat. We're going to be the cat in 5 years.
Yep. But you're the oppressed right now. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
But Hotel Effie was fucking gorgeous. Dude, when we walked in, everybody looked at us like we were there to clean the pool.
Bro, we were so out of place.
I felt like I was like supposed to be putting on a staff polo and like get to like serving hors d'oeuvres.
Like, aren't you out of uniform?
Yeah, exactly.
Like they could smell the poverty on us, definitely.
I thought somebody was gonna come up and clap our hands and be like, "Okay, guys, I need those tables set. I need those tables set." And be like, I don't work here.
Like somebody's wrangling us.
Yeah. It is like I'm so used to working in fine dining. I probably would have been like, "All right, I can carry trays." Like, what we got?
Yeah. It's like we already know which server we hate. It's the dragon ass, dude. Come on, dude. We need the hors d'oeuvres.
But yeah, and it was like there was a pool up there, and there was a bar, and then we there was like a putting like fake green area that like they sat all the chairs in. And it was a nice sized crowd. It was like 30 or 40 people out there, and the moon was beautiful.
Yeah, man.
But this guy Dan, he did a joke, a very clean joke. I don't think there was even any cussing in it.
No, there was nothing. It was a very inoffensive joke. It just poked a little fun at Jesus.
Yeah, basically the point of his punchline was that Jesus wasn't a good carpenter.
And that was it.
And 3 people stood up and walked away, and literally one of Michael Statham said she heard one of them go, "Well, he just went too far."
No, like I heard, like I didn't hear he went too far, but what I heard one of them go, "Well, that was uncalled for." And like when they said that, the other one was, "I agree." And that's like as they were like walking by me to leave, and I was like, "Did we really just walk people on a Jesus was not a good carpenter joke?"
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy.
Wow. I was like, oh, so that's what kind of audience is gonna be. But like when I went up, I felt like they liked me, like because I did what was it, like 20 minutes, and like it was like near the end of my set, like maybe like 15 minutes into my set. Things are going well, like I'm poking fun at like doing a little crowd work and shit. Like it's going, and I for some fuck ass reason decide I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna push the limits here. Like I know we have like a. Okay. We were testing shit.
Yeah.
We were checking on things. But like it's like I know we got like a conservative crowd here. Like it's mainly, affluent, very well-to-do people. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna tell an abortion joke and see how it goes. And boy, did it not go. Boy, they let me know with such clarity we were not down with that. You have made a mistake, sir. And I don't know. It was fun in hindsight.
Yeah.
In the moment, it was like a little like icing for like it was like ooh, but like the dismount was all right. But yeah, doing shit like that is interesting.
Yeah, no, it ended up going great. And there was a guy in the audience, like I asked him what his name. He goes, Richard, but my porn name is Big D. And I was like, all right, I like this guy. That was the answer I needed because I'm about to do 7 minutes of porn material now that I know at least this guy is cool.
Yep. Like he opened up the flood. Like if he's allowed to say that to me, y'all about to get these porn jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's only fair. That's the balance.
It was a fun time. So what's up? We got Cedar Street Social tomorrow.
Oh, dude.
Friday, June 13th. He's headlining.
Mm-hmm.
I don't book that show. But I will be hosting. No, I booked that show. But yeah, dude, it's going to be a fun time. We got him, Joe Afonso, Eric E.T. Washington, Adam Dibdahl, and Michael Statham, who booked us at the Hotel Effie last night.
Yeah, man, he's hilarious.
That's one thing that I love so much about comedy is like we do have this weird little family spread out across states. Like
Yeah.
I can travel to a city and state and there's going to be 5 people there that I know who are like, oh shit, what's up? And it's like all cool. Like I have friends everywhere I go now.
Yeah,
Like-
you can like check in anywhere.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, I'm in insert city. What's up? And like you would get comments on your post. Be like, hey, I'm at such and such place. We're doing this, Mike. If you want to drop in, whatever, I'll give you some time or on this show or whatever. Like it's like that for real.
Yeah, dude, it's the best.
Yeah, man. It's like every day you're like literally tonight, like you're making new connections, like new like possibilities.
Yeah, we met some comics. Well, I think the other guy was his first time ever doing comedy tonight, but the other guy was 8 years into comedy, and they're from Pittsburgh. They were
Nice.
cool as hell. They had a great set. He was hilarious.
Yeah, a great set in what I would call a kind of not hostile environment, but a difficult environment.
Yeah, it's different in there.
Yeah, it can be a rough mic.
The cool thing that has happened at Rare Pocket, though, where the crowd likes the regular comics, and there is some moments where you could tell when your name's called that they all turn and they're like, "Ooh, I like this guy."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's cool to have now where we have, it's so funny. It's like half those people, you know what I mean, are so drunk sometimes. Like I can barely have a conversation with them. You know what I mean? But it's like they do like me.
Yeah,
It's
like
cool.
they're I don't know his name. Like I'll learn it for the first time every time I go there. But that one dude,
Mike.
Mike,
Yeah.
there he is. He's like the albatross that's over everybody's set because like
Yeah,
you always
dude.
got to be aware of like where Mike is because
It's
he'll
so-
just come out of nowhere and just say some shit.
He's that guy when we were talking about like how like okay, last night we were having a conversation about basically how like you ever notice like in times of tyrannical government or whatever how the weak has to get an army together like William Wallace or whatever, but it's never the soldiers you want.
No,
It's the guy with one leg and another dude who's like is like my size and he's got some like coughing disease, and then some old man rolls up in a wheelchair and is like, I'll fucking fight these goddamn bastards. You're like, whoa man, look at you in there.
it cuts to a very dramatic scene of like a mother putting a helmet on like a 6-year-old kid, and he's like, "I'm gonna go defend the house, Mom."
And it's like an emotional scene whenever like all of a sudden you see that little helmet on the ground at the end of a battle or whatever.
Oh yeah, there's
like
smoke
he's
coming
gone.
from it. Like they fucked him up. His entire remains are under that helmet.
Yeah, dude. And then it's like at the end of the movie, it's the scene where like the main character dies and he's like going to heaven, but he's walking through a sea of those characters and he sees that little kid in the crowd waving at him and he's like,
"Oh
God." But
yeah, man, that's
Mike is a wild dude. He it's so funny to see someone do their first set at Rear Pocket and not know Mike's about to do what he does. Because
we all realized like too late that we forgot to tell him like, hey, there's gonna be a dude.
Your computer's gonna get a virus as soon as you start this movie. So you're gonna have to exit out of a couple boxes.
Yeah, but it's like at the intro, we're like, shit. You just have to watch.
But you'll see someone literally be in a set, and it's always he's genius. I'll give this to Mike. When it comes to heckling, he's at the perfect pause every time. It'll be right when something kind of bombed a little bit or you're explaining something and you're going to move on to the next part that you're like, because they're always like a little bit shorter than they're supposed to be, right? But then, that's why you got the short ones. You're like, what? Who is this guy?
And you never know if he's going to say something real quick that he's like trying to be witty or whatever, or hit you with a fucking speech.
Yeah,
and
dude.
like it's just whatever's on his heart at the time. Cause yeah, like, and this is like you have to be aware of it every set. Cause he's usually like off to the side playing pool, but he'll always just like wander up at some point during your set, and you won't notice it until he says something.
You can see his face if you're the audience being curious as he's walking out, like.
Yeah, he's about to do it.
He's talking about priest. Nah.
Yeah, it's like he'll hear you say something and like want to say something about that, but he hasn't all the way like figured out what he has to say about that thing. So he'll just start talking and like kind of trail off, and you'll be on stage like, "Yeah, man, cool."
Dude, when you showed him the Mortal Kombat fin,
yo, all right, so here's what happened. I was on one this day, like I was radicalized for like something that what happened?
I don't. You know what happened? It's like if you crossed over into your Paul Mooney phase of your career.
I think
where you're
so.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna start saying how I feel.
Yeah, and it was like I don't care if it's uncomfortable. Like I don't care if like, cause you know how like usually you have the tendency to like not let the room get quiet and awkward and like kind of hostile or whatever. Like you try to avoid that naturally. I got to a point where I was like, man, if I gotta say a thing, I really don't care if that happens. It can like we can all just sit here and be uncomfortable then. So that being said, we go to Rear Pocket. Like this isn't a show night. We just go there because like you have to pick up something from the bar or something.
Oh yeah.
And
how to get money.
Yeah, and we're sitting there because they're playing Mortal Kombat on this TV that they just have. All of a sudden, we're like, "What the fuck?" Is huge. And they're playing the latest Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat 1. And I'm trying my best to not. Like I do this, y'all. I'm a gamer. So I'm out here in public with normal people. And I'm not trying to be that right now. We're literally just like trying to get in, get out, get this money. And we're probably going to go home and pass out some shit. And like... they're like putting the controller in my face, talking about something like, "Oh, you get your ass kicked" and all that. And like finally, I'm like, "All right, you know what? Let's do it." So I proceed to beat the shit out of everybody, and like I'm doing like fatalities and shit. The fatalities in this game are gruesome as fuck.
It's really like
it's over the top.
There was 4 of us. It was Manda, me, you, and that other lady. I can't think of her name. and we were playing this game. Like we were watching them play, and one of those fatality happens, and all four of us went dead silent and just were like, Jesus.
Yeah, like it was too much. So Mike, like this happens, like in like a little time goes by. Who walks in but our main character, Mike?
Mikey.
Mike walks in and he gets on his mic shit. Like he was like talking about like it's like he was out of like reality. Like he walked in and like thought it was a comedy night.
Yeah.
After like he had like asked you if we were getting ready to do comedy, you were like, it's not comedy night. And he was like, oh, y'all better get ready. And then like did that like 3 times, I think. You said, dude, like, you could never get through his head that it wasn't comedy night.
Here's my favorite thing that he'll do. Like, it's like the ultimate Barney from The Simpsons. He'll like, you'll sit there and you'll be like, you'll say 3 full sentences where you're just trying to explain something to him, and he'll just stare at you and go, hey, you guys are funny.
Yeah.
What? That's not all right.
You can't actually talk to him. Like, he's just a soundboard or some shit. So he's doing that, like he's like bothering her, and I'm like, "Hey, Mike, check this out." And I just like put on like one of the fatalities, and like we watch it like
a tiger ripping a woman apart, and Mike just literally looks at it, and he looks back at me wide-eyed, like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "I don't know, Mike." That's the world we all live in now, dude.
But look, the moral of the story is, after that happened, Mike walked away and he left us alone.
Yes, he did.
And that's a W for me.
Yeah.
That's a win right there. So like the moral to all the people pleasers and people that try to make themselves as small as they can, like metaphorically or whatever, in situations so they don't get in the way or like don't step on people's shoes. Fucking make people uncomfortable if you have to. Just fucking do it. It's worth it.
It goes back to my punchline. If your girlfriend makes you watch New Girl, then you make her watch Old Boy.
Perfect. Did we do it? Did we record the episode?
Yeah, I mean, is this a good stopping point for you?
That was an amazing period.
I think that was good.
Which I don't think that's the thing she ever said.
I wasn't hungry or mad or anything.
Yeah. My flow was normal.
Dude, period be like, I'll hook him. MF Doom flow, dude.
I got that stupid flow, bro.
Girl, your period flows off kilter.
Holy shit. Has a female rapper done that?
Dude, her name should be Flowy Badass.
Oh, that's it. Cut the mics.
That's the podcast, dude. We're done. Beep, beep, beep.